And life goes on. Hello, my friends, and welcome. Hopefully, the picture is a little more clear. My last video, I couldn't figure out why it was so grainy. Sorry, I'm eating some trail mix and getting stuck in my teeth. But I thought maybe it was the sun, or maybe my lenses were dirty or something. I don't know, but I figured out it's actually all that smoke in the air. There's some nearby fires. You can still smell it. But I think it's a little more clear today, hopefully. But that's the reason for that. But I'm just out taking a quick break. But I wanted to do a walk and talk today. I think it's time to do another dedicated video for a walk and talk. Have a few things on my mind, and that's what we're gonna do today. When I come back out for my lunch break, I think I'm gonna head down the road to this place I've never seen before. Hopefully I can get up there and back. It's a interesting place, not the most positive, but most of what we're going to talk about today kind of relates to that. So, just a quick walk around the block right now, then we'll head out for lunch. I heard some birds chirping away there. Nice and pleasant. I know the people in this building are probably going, oh, there's that guy again. Filming our courtyard again. How many pictures does he need of some sculpted sandhill cranes? Well, to that I would say, around 13. How many shots does he need of a water feature, water fountain? Oh, I don't know, 11? I shows what I sees. Hey, it doesn't matter if I have 100 pictures of the same place. If they're pleasant place, if they're positive, then why not? No birds here today. I've seen everything from hawks to pigeons, robins, all the usual starlings, and just the regular birds. There goes a hummingbird. I'm talking about birds. Probably didn't catch it. They're always racing away from me. Very interesting sky today. Looks like shreds of cotton clouds. Okay, out for a quick lunch break. Came down the road here and I found a new cemetery that I either didn't know about or I'd forgotten. Kind of looks familiar. I may have worked at a little airport down the road here. I'm not sure. But today wanted to come here because one of the topics I want to talk about is I used to be one of these people that whenever a celebrity passed away, people make such a big deal out of it, and I thought, why do we celebrate some people more than others? People are people, right? And it always kind of bugged me. But after the last couple days, I kind of see what they're talking about. The first person I heard about that drowned, which is just terrible, is Malcolm Jamar Warner. Hope I said that right. And he was famous for the Cosby Show many, many years ago. But he happened to be on a show. It's kind of the first time I've seen him as an adult. Really good actor. I used to love this show called The Residence. The Resident? Can't remember now. It's off the air. It's been off the air for a while. But I was really hooked on that show. And he was on it as a surgeon of some type. Heart surgeon or brain surgeon. I can't remember. But I really liked him in that. And it is a loss when you have someone who entertains and it just brings out emotions in you. So that was sad. Then, of course, a very famous rocker, Ozzy Osbourne, passed away. He kind of knew he was going because of some long-term illnesses he's been going through. And for some reason, that really hit me too. It's like you want your rock heroes, if you want to call them that. You want your stars, your entertainers to outlast you, I guess. You kind of put them up on a pedestal, and you just think they're going to live forever. We shouldn't really worship people, but it is sad. It's sad that you feel like you know them because you see them like they're in front of you, but they're actually on a screen or way up on a stage maybe. But yeah, this is kind of sad. So a little tribute to them. But every time you're reminded of the end of life, whether it's someone you know or someone you think you know that's very famous, or family member or friend or someone at your work or school, you get you thinking. And what I started thinking was how you can have all the money in the world, all the fame in the world. You can even have just pure happiness and love of family and friends, and it can end at any time. It really can. It's something we know is going to happen, but it seems to surprise us and shock us every time. You know, even though you may know someone is ill. I remember when my dad was in the hospital, then he just wasn't getting any better, and he moved to they call it a rehab, but it's basically an end-of-life facility. It's called hospice. And when I heard that word, I went, oh, now I know it's coming. And we tried to visit. It was during COVID, me and my sister, if we got to go in there, it was very rare. We had to put on all sorts of 2 or 3 masks, footies, gloves, 2 or 3 gowns. We can understand that, but mostly what we did is we walked all the way around the building and made sure his window was open a little bit, and we talked to him through the window, waved to him through the window. It was terrible. It was a terrible time for that. But even though we knew he was going, it's always it's a shock. You're going, why am I shocked? Knew this was coming. Maybe it's because you just don't know the exact date and time, which none of us do. So that's sad. It's sad like that. My mom passed away, oh my gosh, well over 20 years ago. And she had had a stroke about 11 years before she passed away. Then she had another one. So she wasn't really ill, but she was kind of in that area to where health problems were a problem. But yeah, that was a shocker. It's like to the hospital and passes away in a couple days. So it's painful. It's a painful thing. But of course we know it's coming. How do you prepare yourself for it? I don't think you can. I think that's one of those things you just have to know it's coming. Make sure you tell people you love them. Make sure you're prepared for your end of life plans, paperwork, maybe a plot. But even with all the wonderful things you can acquire in life, whether it's money, fame, love, happiness, whatever path you've taken and what's handed to you, you cannot take it with you. And it once you're gone from this earth, it's that's it for all that happiness, for anything on earth. Happiness, money, fame. You may still have fame, I guess, because people remember you if you're an entertainer, what have you. But things pretty much stop. Now, a lot of people think you go on. I do personally. I think you go on your energy in this life, and you go on not in this same physical realm, but maybe on to somewhere else. Hopefully somewhere better than Earth, because it can be pretty darn tough here. But some people think you hang around here. Everybody has their own thoughts, and that's fine. Let people be people and think what they want. The cemetery here is called Sandia Memory Garden or Sandia Memorial Garden. Pretty nice and use a little maintenance, but it sure echoes in here. It's nice. Nice and shady. Looks like they have a lot of empty plaques. This may be a new area. You can see all the way to the volcanoes from here. The most peaceful, fairly quiet places you're going to find is a cemetery. Even if there is people around, they're usually pretty respectful and quiet. Of course, there's always the maintenance people. Kind of a necessary evil, you might. But I also think of my oldest sister. She passed away a few years ago. I used to keep track of when people died or different anniversaries, but I don't really think about that much anymore. the calendar is kind of a made-up thing, and time itself is kind of a made-up thing. Having to adhere to a clock. But it's kind of sad because the way she went out, she had a lot of mental issues, basically diagnosed with dementia. And it's hard to prepare for your end of life when you have that. She used to be a very strict Christian at one time. They kind of faded away from that. They kind of came back a little bit, then pretty much hated the church. And so her last days were not real close to God, if you will. So it's kind of sad. It's real sad, but I think she is being taken care of. I really do. Well, great. I parked in the mud. I was trying to... Oh gosh, I'm going to track that all over. I was trying to get off the road here a little bit so I give people room to get by here. Just came down the road here a little bit. Get a little different view, different perspective. Guy revving up some kind of aerator or something right there. Kind of hard to enjoy the peace. That's the way it goes. The world must turn, right? It must go on and on and on until it no longer goes on. At the Lord's Prayer. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those, or them, it says here, that trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Did you ever memorize that? I think I memorized it several times and forgot. I still kind of stumble through it if I ever try to remember it. Something got me sneezing there. I'm allergic to something. But the next thing I wanted to talk about, actually I just looked at my time, and talking about time, I guess I better get back to work pretty quick here. But I wanted to kind of segue into this next subject. Really hit me last night going through some social media. I don't recommend being involved in social media as much as I am. You pretty much just get angry. Big old squirrel right there, or prairie dog or something. What you doing? Yeah, you. That's a prairie dog. So cute. I thought it was a healthy squirrel, and I'm going, we don't have healthy looking squirrels around here. He looks pretty good though. I've seen some pretty scrawny prairie dogs in New Mexico, but I always get distracted. Easily distracted. Something shiny. Squirrels. But what I was saying is life is short. Why is there so much hate lately? I mean, people hating our president, hating the person that was running for president, and just so much hate. Not just that, hating anything they stand for, hating people who voted a certain way or think a certain way. It's just really amazing. So much hate. It makes you almost afraid to walk out your door. I remember a time where younger people didn't even vote. Not too long ago, there was this huge campaign about rock the vote, I think it was called, because not enough people were, there's some more noise. Not enough people were voting, so let's get you in to vote. Get interested in politics, in your government. And it went from no interest to so much interest that we're gonna grab a side and we're gonna fight till the end. You know, it's like, I just don't want to do that. I don't talk a lot of politics on this channel or with anybody, but I just noticed the hate lately. Really, really rotten things like, you know, watch your back if you voted for this person. I just let people be people. Vote the way you want. I'm not going to hate you. I could still be your friend if you completely disagree with everything I agree with. I mean, that's just something that's part of your life. You agree, you think that way, I'm going to let you think that way. Let people just be people. Let's not have so much hate. It's just ridiculous. We've really got to get back to loving each other. I really think so. I'm getting pretty sappy. I got to hurry back to work, darn it. Maybe it is a squirrel. He just went down his hole. If that was a squirrel, that's a pretty healthy squirrel. Maybe they're just healthier around here with not a lot of dogs chasing them, and there's a lot of trees to run around in. Well, that's going to do it for today, folks. I talked about what I wanted to talk about. I hope it made sense. I hope you got something out of it, whether you agree with me or not. We're still good friends. And we still have a lot in common, whether you disagree with people or not. Now, I don't disagree with breaking the law. I probably won't hang around with a bunch of criminals. But as far as political views and different things like that, I think we can make a way to get along. Now, I got to race back to work. Get back in time. Thank you so much for coming along today. I really appreciate it. Thank you for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.